You want to hear about the nanny? No. He was there. My car wasn't.
Good evening, everybody.
We found his ID and we about
Good evening. Can y'all hear me okay? Unfortunately.
Do you have police report?
All right. Everybody's joining now.
That owns the bar. Did you tell the police that his ID was under the car?
Yeah, the police found it.
Pardon me?
The police found it.
Sir?
That's not true.
All right, show it to me.
There we go.
Somebody selling a big lie.
Hey.
Another bar patron had found the
Well, I hope everybody's doing well.
to tell us. Anything to say about that?
When I came back to the bar, the lady, the owner of the bar gave me the ID. She said that they found it in the gravel.
Near her car?
No. Her car is on a pig park.
Hold on, sir. I believe you did it. 1566 for the defendant, and for your damages, sir, I'll grant you the amount you're requesting plus the emotional distress, $2,697.
Let's see who we got. Dr. Stedman and Dr. Massengill. Okay.
I hope for Ashley to get back on track so she can easily see her children.
Dr. Stone, Dr. Revis, I saw both of them.
Yeah. I talked to Dr. Talent just a few minutes ago. So I'm hoping that we have representatives from all of ours, Dr. Revis, all of our classes. Good. Good. I see we've got a couple more minutes. I am.
Check my sacroiliac. I don't think you have a sacroiliac. Must have been an option.
Dr. Massengill, is Rosie Reynosa, is that one of yours that you are coaching this semester?
She would be.
Yes, sir. She is one of mine.
I thought she was. I thought so. Okay. I'm trying to work on payroll spreadsheets. Make sure everybody gets a little money this summer. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I see we're on our time. Has Dr. Bull joined us? I invited him, but he's probably busy. There's Dr. Sanders and Dr. Todd, Dr. Tobias. Glad to see all of you here today. I'll go ahead and get us started. Good evening. Welcome to the MELS 605 Town Hall meeting. This is May 25th, 2020. I'm going to work through our agenda quickly. If you have questions as I'm going through, please use your chat function. When we get through, I'll open it up for any other questions that you have. So this town hall is for our fall 19 3-semester add-on licensure program students. That'd be Dr. Sanders, Dr. Stedman, Dr. Talent, Dr. Todd. And our spring 19 5-semester master's program, that would be Dr. Stone. And I think all of those folks are here with us this evening. Thank you for that. So your requirements this semester, and I will send this document, this agenda, along with the link out for all of your instructors to post tonight when we get through. So all of your 605 Blackboard coursework for your instructor to include your case studies, discussion boards, assignments, peer reviews of evidence tasks, all those things need to be complete. Please remember, don't forget to finish your actual course in your rush to get your task stream portfolio done. We have that every summer. I'd like for this to be the first summer where we didn't have that problem where folks concentrated solely on their task stream portfolio and forgot about their class. You do need to pass your class, so make sure you do that. Now, excuse me, also this summer, you have to complete your task stream DRF portfolio of your evidence artifacts, all 6 of them. Excuse me. plus your task stream competency folio. You got to complete the third round of 21 of those, so that's a total of 63 competencies. Uploaded and comments requested, then submitted to the DRF portfolio for evaluation, and then complete your in your DRF portfolio and task stream, you need to complete your dispositions of the competency analysis. Now, an important note, please make sure that your competency folio, let me mute participants here.
10 minutes. I'm gonna go right here and listen.
Okay. Please make sure that your competency folio is complete before you upload it in your DRF portfolio for evaluation. Once it goes, it can't come back. Now, we had a question earlier today, which was a very good question. Where are the directions to upload your competency folio once you have completed it? And those directions are in your 605 class shell. Over here in the menu, it says how to upload your competency folio for evaluation. And once you click on that, there's a little 2.5-minute video here of how to upload your competency folio for evaluation. But please make sure that it is complete before you upload it. Okay. All right. All right. Some reminders. Everybody has to apply for graduation, both masters and add-on. The cost is $150 for the masters plus $75 for add-on. Now, I don't do late fees, but they charge a late fee. If it's this late and you're just now registering, they will charge you a late fee through the registrar's office. I don't know when the late fee starts. We've reminded you at the beginning of every semester, starting at 603 for the add-ons and 604 for the add-on for the masters, to go ahead and register in the semester before. If you wait to the final semester, they will charge you a late fee. I don't know how much it is or how they apply that, but they will. So if you have not applied for graduation, you need to do that. All right. Now, the reason I asked if Dr. Bull was here, I don't see that he's joined us. So I will give you the latest information I have on graduation, which is we will be holding 2 ceremonies on Saturday, August the 1st, is what I understand at this time. That could change today or tomorrow, though. The details are to be announced. According to the registrar, when I talked to her last, and I put a call in today and did not get her, obviously she's having a holiday, but that they would do 2 indoor ceremonies in the gym as we have been doing, rather than an outdoor ceremony. I don't know, but what I can tell you is this. The master's candidates are the only ones that process and are involved in the actual graduation. Add-on licensure candidates do not participate in the actual graduation. You are invited to a reception that occurs after the graduate school graduation at Tucker Center. That is the normal. And we will be there with your certificates. We will be there to greet you and to do pictures, see your family, kiss babies, all those kinds of things. We will do that at the reception following graduation. So remember, if we do actually have a graduation in August, the master's candidates will come and process in their cap and gown. Add-on licensure folks will not cap and gown or process. They will come to the reception that we will have afterwards, where we will hand out your certificates from Jostens. It looks much like a diploma. So that's my understanding at this time. Usually we have like a 10 and a 3 if we have 2. That'd be 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. I'm not sure of that at this point. As soon as that has a final decision has been made, I will let you know. All right. For all of you who are add-on licensure candidates this semester, if you are interested in a second master's degree from Gardner-Webb, we have a deal for you. You can come back and take MELS 602 and 604. You can either do them both in the fall, or you can do 604 in the fall and 602 in the spring. That's 602 is assessment, 604 is curriculum, and you can get a second master's degree. The beauty of that is you don't have to do any clinical hours. You don't have to do any task stream work. All that has already been completed during your add-on licensure experience. And so we have 10 or 12 students every semester, sometimes more. We've had as many as 20 that come back and complete a second master's degree. Now, I'm asked why, if I already have one, do I need a second one? I don't know that you need a second one, but a lot of folks come back and get the second master's degree to make sure they have one in education. So that would be up for you to decide, but we would love to have you back. It's a simple process. You let us know. Our recruiters put you through the process. It's fairly quick. You get added to the classes in the fall. The good thing is no peer reviewing, no evidence work, no clinical hours, nothing to do with task stream. You just complete the coursework like you normally have been doing in your class for 602 and or 604. And you can either get a second master's degree at December if you do both of them in the fall, or you can get a second master's degree in May if you choose to do them one each. Now, another good thing about that is you only pay for 6 hours per course, or a total of 12. There are no additional charges for clinical hours. You've already completed all of those. So where you've normally been paying for 8 hours each semester, you only have to pay for 6, or you pay for 2 6. So I'll pause now and catch up on the questions on the chat. Let's see.
And remind them again that everybody, whether you're add-on or the 5 semester, you have to apply for graduation and pay.
Yeah. Yeah, we will mail, if you don't come to the reception after graduation, we'll mail you your certificate. That's part of the $75 fee is to get that $14 Jostens diploma. We will mail those out to you. Yeah, everybody has to apply for graduation even though you don't participate. I know that's a misnomer, but that is correct. All right. Now, to continue on, for those of you who are wishing to pursue a second master's degree, that's the information. Just get in touch with me and let me know. I'll put you in the process. It's a very simple, easy, cost-free process to get you back in, and then you just pay for 12 hours total, which is a pretty big price break. Now, if you're interested in moving on to the doctoral programs, we have 2 for K-12. For K-12 people, we have the EDCI program with Dr. Putnam, and we have the EDLS program with Dr. Laws. Again, the good thing about that, most of your materials are on file already, and it's a fairly simple process. Now, they do cohort models. They have low residency weekend, Saturday and Sunday, which makes it easy for working people. You don't have to get off on Friday like most places. Doctoral programs do require residency. That means you actually have some face-to-face, but Gardner-Webb does it on Saturdays and Sundays. We do them, the programs are according to interest, anywhere from Asheville to the main campus, to Charlotte, to Durham, to Raleigh, to Goldsboro. And we have across the state of North Carolina, we have those 3 weekends a semester for the length of time that you're in the program. Now the
And
good
Fayetteville,
news,
Dr. Lamb. Fayetteville
yeah,
also.
sometimes Fayetteville. Yes, we sometimes have them in Fayetteville. Now the good news about my understanding is that EDCI's got a deal for you. They're doing theirs in 2 years plus dissertation. LS is doing 3 years. That's the executive leadership or leadership studies, but they let you do your dissertation while you're doing your coursework. So the idea here is you can finish in from 2 to 3 years. A lot of the cost that you would normally have since you came through the MELS program are waived, and so they're both good options. I have the names of the people there if you're interested in them. They're recruiting now for the fall, so if you're interested, you need to get in touch with one of them fairly quickly. We do have a good many of our students who can go through. Dr. Massengill commented that as a graduate of the LS program, it is a wonderful program. If you want to work in central office or want to work you don't have to want to be a superintendent, but if you want to work above the school level, the LS program. If you want to be a curriculum person, either at the school or district level, then the EDCI program is a wonderful program as well. Now, we do have a comeback program for EDCI. We do have a couple of deals on that one if you're interested, and we can talk about those if you decide if you would like to pursue that. Final thing tonight is important dates. Everything's got to go to the registrar by Monday, July 27th at 9 a.m. Everything's got to be complete. Your class, your task string, portfolio, your competency folio. Now, in order to give us time to grade, try to get all your 6 evidences in by Monday, July 20th. That would be the APSEL, APTEL, OMA, SKIP, CAP, and SIOP. Try to have those done by the 20th of July. Try to have everything done, including your competency folio, by the 27th, so that we can get your certificate or get you in the program for graduation. The last thing, I had a question about this today. If you look in your 605 shell, there's information on interviewing. I will be doing a live session on interviewing on July 21st at 6 o'clock with Dr. Stedman's group. You're all invited to join us at that time. If you need me to send you the interviewing materials and video, I can be glad to do that. The video is within the last 6 months. But I do a live session so I can answer questions. I'll do it on July 21st.
Dr. Lamb, when it comes close to that time, I'll send out that link to everybody so that they can join if they choose to.
That'd be great. Thank you, Dr. Stedman. All right, that's kind of everything that you need to know. I'm sorry I don't have more definitive information on graduation, but I know you all understand with the COVID issue right now, the college is making tentative plans and then having to change those. But as soon as we know for sure, again, the latest I know is we'll have indoor ceremonies and we'll split it into 2 in order to try to social distance. I don't know where we'll be at that time, but we're going on that right now. The important thing is make sure you apply for graduation, both master's and add-on. You got to apply for graduation. Master students do process in the actual ceremony. Add-on licensures are invited to the reception immediately following. If you don't come to either graduation or the reception, whether you're master's or add-on, we will mail you your diploma or your certificate. The add-on licensure certificate is a Jostens, just like a diploma with the official seal on it. For those of you who need the plus 18, that's what you'll need if you want to work in community college or to get that pay raise in South Carolina for the plus 18. That's what it is. It is a nice frameable certificate. Let me go back to the chat and see if there's anything else. The internship log has not changed. It's the same. You just got to get your hours on there and tell us what you did. The other columns are just for you. You can use either version that you want to use. You can use the simplest version, or you can use the one that has the proof column to remind you where that there might be an artifact there. That's what that column is for. But the internship log process has not changed. It's 80 hours a semester. All you have to have is the date and what you did in the number of hours. The other column was simply added to try to help you, to remind you where your artifacts are. Now that we're not in school, that's become an issue, is finding your artifacts. So we've added that column just to help you. If you don't want to use that column, that's fine. all of you except for Dr. Stedman, who's a lot older than me or younger than me, and you probably can remember stuff better than I do, but I have to write everything down. So we just simply added a column to help you, remind you where to find your proof or your artifact for that particular, if you have one that went with that particular activity. She was reading about the principal doing a review online. No, we're not doing any online reviewing from the principal. The principal may have to sign it online, but the process has not changed. They just simply have to sign it at the end. I filed all the paperwork for the continuing. I had some changes for me, but you folks don't have any. I had to go in and do some things. We as a faculty had to go in and do some things, but no, your process is the same for you. No, I had to work with DPI and file a report and all the things that y'all were doing and what our plan was. I had to do all that, but no, that didn't affect you. Our plan was to stay the same, and I had to show them how we were going to do that or how we would do it. But no, your process is the same. That's a great question, though. What will the second master's be? It will be a Master's of Executive Leadership. Masters of Art, MA, Masters of Art in Executive Leadership. And so some states, not North Carolina, but some states require you in the job application process to have a master's degree in education. We've run into that before. Folks who have like business degrees, MBAs, people with technology or content area want their master's in school administration. And we have a good many of those, as I said, every semester. We have a good many of those folks that see the need to get a second master's degree, but it be in education. So it'll be a Master of Arts in Executive Leadership Studies, which is a good degree to have. All right, other questions that we have, I'll open it up now. Let me stop my share and go back to the big screen and just unmute yourself if you have a question. Faculty, is there anything that I've missed that you can see that I need to cover?
Dr. Lamb, there were a couple of more questions on there that you need to look at that just came.
Okay. No. If I want to teach community college, do I? No, if you want to teach in community college, you need the plus 18. Community college requires that you have a master's degree plus 18 hours, and that's what the add-on certificate gets you, because it's actually 24. It's 18 classroom and 6 clinical hours. And so even if they don't count the 6 clinical, which some places don't, you've got 18 hours of coursework beyond your master's degree. So you do need the add-on if you want to teach, at least if you want to teach in community college. But some community colleges may want you to have a degree in education, a master's, but that would be up to the individual community colleges. I'm not aware that that's a statewide rule in North Carolina. So that would be something that I would ask the particular community college I was thinking about potentially working for, if they want that. We do have some students who've come back and got their second master's because of that, but that would be according to where you wanted to work. So that's a very good question. Do you get the license? If you do your add-on, you will go ahead and apply for your license now, and then you get your second master's degree later. So yes. Yes, that's a great question from Megan. So if you're completing the add-on licensure this semester, as soon as you get through in August, we will work with you through a process to go ahead and get your license then. And then you would come back and do your master's after that. But no, you do not have to wait to get your licensure. You get it immediately. They will give it back to you retroactive back to August 1st. Now, it may be a few weeks before they send you notice, but it's retroactive back to August 1st. Yes, you can get through that program in one semester. You can choose to do 12 hours, which is completely doable since you don't have any clinical hours to do. You don't have any hours to do at your school. You don't have any evidence work, no competency folio, nothing in task stream. So 2 classes, that 12 hours, students have told me that it's about the same or less than what they're used to in the add-on licensure program. Once you factor in peer review and all the other stuff that you don't have to do now. And so you can actually come back, get that 12 in the fall, and be through by Christmas, have a second master's degree. The issue is just paying for 12 hours. You've been paying for 8. So it would be, a third more than, or half more, again, more of what you've been paying for. You've been paying for 8. Now you'll be paying for 12. But yes, or you can do it where you take 604 in the fall and 602 in the spring and spread it out longer in terms of how much it costs. That's usually the determining factors, the cost. The work is about the same as what you've been doing if you're doing both. Does the doctoral program work with MELS classes? The doctoral program is completely separate. They do it basically the same format that we do, except they have weekend classes, which means things change a little bit, but the format is much the same. They also do evidence artifacts, do task stream. You already know that, except theirs are at the central office level. I'm going to let Dr. Massengill talk about that because he's a fairly recent graduate of that program.
So yeah, I would say that the Gardner-Webb's master's programs are going to help you tremendously in terms of the format and the knowledge of how Gardner-Webb works in terms of proceeding into the doctoral programs. The other piece that I would add is the residency program is extremely valuable when you add into account the cohort model. We had 11 folks in our cohort. I think 10 of those finished the program and were awarded their degrees, which is, if you look at the statistics of those who start and finish doctoral programs, not particularly great statistics. When you
less than 30%.
And so a lot of support. You continue with the coaching model. Actually, Dr. Stedman, who's on the call this evening, was my coach. And was invaluable through my dissertation process. So, you've got support at the beginning of the process that follows you throughout. I can't recommend it enough. And the practitioner model that Gardner-Webb adopts with their doctoral programs in terms of making sure that the folks that are teaching you about district level leadership and the superintendency are people that have actually done it. It's just top notch. Had a great deal of respect and admiration for everyone that taught me in that program, and learned a tremendous amount from all of them. So cannot recommend it enough from that practical approach that Gardner-Webb adopts.
And Dale, Dr. Lamb, can I add to
yes.
that? A lot
Dr.
of
Stone he's a joint faculty in that program, so we'll let him brag a little bit.
Yeah, I may have one or two things to say, but I did want to piggyback on what others have said, that really what you are doing in the master's program now, a lot of that information will be useful for you in the doctoral program, because as we develop our task stream evidences, oftentimes you can go back to the evidences that you did for MELS and make that the root for it. It's a very practical course. Everything that we do, all of the 6 evidences that are due are related to something that's practical that you would do in a central office position. And a lot of it is using data that's available in your district that you've already done in the MELS program. So it's just a natural spin-off to the MELS program. The doctoral program is a natural spin-off to the MELS program. And it's quite challenging, but it's also very rewarding.
Thank you, Dr. Stone. The thing that really makes it very practical is that you already know how to use Blackboard. You already know how to use task stream. You already understand evidence artifacts. You already understand the process. You know how to use Zoom and YouTube. You know, there's no rant. Remember back to when all of you were in your first semester and you were having to learn all those things, and remember how stressed you were starting a new program and all the stuff that was new to you. But the biggest issue was learning all the different nomenclature, the vernacular, the acronyms, all the technology, the platforms. Take all that away. This just goes right in there, uses the same things. You'll have Dr. Stone will be one of your professors. Dr. Steppen may coach. If you go you know, I work in DEOL and EDCI, and you may even have me at some point. You know, I get loaned out to different doctoral programs because we don't have very many people who teach methodology, to teach statistics. And so I do that piece for different programs. And so you may eventually have me, unfortunately. So, I mean, it's such a natural progression. But think about not having to ramp up and learn all of the associated tasks where all you got to focus on is just the work. I mean, that's what makes it so great is that you're already an expert when you walk in the door on how everything works. And you can focus your time on your learning of the actual discipline rather than all of the platforms. I was talking with Dr. Talent earlier today, and she was bragging on you 605 people. And she's talking about, well, you know, once they get it in 601, it becomes, you know, so much easier. And you're talking about what great work. I said, yeah, it frees you up in 603 and 5 and 2 and 4 and as well. It frees you up to focus on content, and the level of your work is so much better because you're not trying to master all the platforms. It's the same way in the doctoral program. I won't belabor the point, but we do dovetail right into them. Your learning curve will not even be steep at all when you get there. Audrey reminded me, which is wonderful. Gardner-Webb is waiving the GRE requirement for doctorals in the fall. So you won't even have to pay for that. And I also talked with Jessica Jones, our recruiter, who said that they're allowing students they're not charging even an application fee in the fall. So, you know, you save some money there, and you save a lot of money in time and trouble on the GRE. I'm guessing this will be a one-time COVID deal. I don't know. It may be such a big hit they keep coming back to it. But there's not many good things coming out of COVID, but this is one of them. Waiving application fees and GRE, that's a lot of money, a lot of time. And so they're recruiting actively for the doctoral programs at this time. Get in touch with me. I'll get you in touch with them. Trust me, Dr. Putnam and Dr. Laws will get back to you immediately. They're a lot nicer people than I am. And they would love to have you. We'd love to do that. We heavily recruit our people when we get you to 605, but you know, for the reasons that we just discussed. We don't have to break you in. You're already expert, and we love to get our folks back in the doctoral programs. Makes it a lot easier.
Before you bring closure to it, would you please just emphasize, because the 10 weeks are, I mean, we've got 9 weeks left now. The deadlines, you've posted the deadlines in our course shells when the evidence work is due. For those people that are in the add-on, please stress to them, do not procrastinate. Please make sure you're pacing yourself. If you don't, you will get in trouble at the end, and we don't want you to.
No, we only had 2 students from the fall who didn't complete the add-on, and they completed this spring. And they were down to the wire. It won't be, from the fall, they had 17 weeks in the fall. You only have 10. We got you started early as we could. So Um, if we only have 2 from the summer that don't make it through, I'll be the most pleased person. But if we don't have any, you know, that'd be a first time ever. We normally have 1 or 2, but it's really tough to get it done in the summer. It really is. And as we talked before, there's the potentiality that some of you've already been called back to work and had to go back to the building. And so you better be planning on that. I don't know when, and we were meeting last week and some students said they'd already been called back. And so, you know, that will disrupt your flow. So I can't reiterate enough what Dr. Steadman said. Don't get behind this summer. There's just not any time to catch up. So good luck to all of you. Thank you for choosing Gardner Webb. We've loved having you all. I've got to know most of you. Congratulations to Faye Tucker. Her first grandchild was born this afternoon.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you. That's wonderful. So that's
Thank
good
you
news.
so much, and I am exhausted. I've been awake since 3 this morning, watching on Google. So y'all aren't going to see this face.
Well, it's a lot more exhausting to have grandkids than it is to have kids. But you know, if you think about it, they are 2 older now than you were then.
I'm telling you, I was so nervous. I was more nervous. She said it was so easy, and she made it look easy too.
Yeah,
They use drugs now.
It's always easier for somebody else.
That's right.
Always easier. Somebody asked me the other day, somebody said they had a mild heart attack, and I was asked, what's the definition of a mild heart attack? And I said, that's when somebody else has one. That's kind of like an easy childbirth. That's when somebody else has one.
That's right.
Yeah, it looks easy then. All right, so thank you all for joining us today. Again, I'll post the agenda with all the contact information you need. Get in touch with me if you're interested in coming back for a second master's, Dr. Putnam or Dr. Laws. If you're interested in the doctoral program in the fall or the spring, don't get behind. Have a great summer. I'll see you again soon. Thank you all for joining us today. Happy holiday.